What's up, YouTube? It's been a while since I gave updates on the GC8 coupe here, but quite a bit's changed. So some people have actually seen it on the road, and so I'm giving that update now. It's been about probably 3 months here. Last we left, the car was multicolored. Now it is not. It's called tactical green, but I call it olive drab. Pretty much like some people call it army green. It is probably my favorite color. Yeah, plasti dipped this probably about a month and a half ago. Got all the body work done, filled in all the holes on the side. If you watched my last video, all the molding, there was some dents that needed to be filled in. Filled those in as well, and then was able to plasti dip it when we had like a nice weekend here. It was about 60, and it went rather well. There's some minor blemishes here or there that have been called out by the dip, but nothing. It looks very nice. Very nice for the most part. Got new headlights. These are just cheap eBay ones, but they serve their purpose. Just kind of blacked out to kind of more match the color scheme, if you will, here. And a new corner. And then if you'll notice, these are poking out a little bit more than before. I curbed up my wheels really badly. So I was trying to take a turn way faster than I should have. It was I had old STI BBSs. This is the drivetrain is STI swapped. So I actually took a turn way too fast and kind of drifted into a curb. Pretty fast, actually, like 30 or 40 by the time I hit the curb. Kind of drifted into it, slid into it, and really took like a chunk out of a wheel. It didn't like puncture the tire. Everything rode fine, but at that point, all the wheels were curved up. But these two wheels were curved up, so I wanted new ones. So I started looking. Wanted something lightweight, but also with a decent offset. I know your bearings won't like it very much. These are actually plus 35, so quite a bit of offset. I'm not super low, so it's not too bad for me. Actually higher in the back, but these are Koenig Hypergrams, 17 by 8. 35 offset, and then the tires are actually 245 40s. So pretty thick, pretty meaty tires. You can see there's definitely some poke in the back. I still need to get in alignment. I want to get it tucked in just a little bit more. I'm looking for probably -2 degrees of camber all the way around. You can definitely see the stick out of the tires here. I'd like to get a little bit more. This is pretty well tucked. That's about as much as I want out, but so Hypergrams, these were bought brand new. They weren't that expensive. They're not cheap wheels, but for what they weigh 16 pounds, and they were 200 a piece. So yeah, they were like $800. And then I bought the tires actually used, so they were $250, and they were pretty much brand new. So all said, it was $1,000 for the set. Pretty nice setup. And again, RPF ones is what I was looking at originally. I don't know if you're familiar with NK RPF ones. I've had them a few times. They're pretty light. 17 by 8s are about 15.5 pounds. So these are about pretty much the same weight. And it's a little bit different than everything that everybody else is riding on. Everyone has RPF ones, it seems like. So because they're cheap and they're light, these may start filling that void a little bit more, though. So that's the update there. Again, color of the car, vastly different. It's one color now. The other thing that I changed a little bit on the interior. Got a new radio. I got a new shift knob. This thing was unbelievably expensive. It wasn't too bad. It was like, I think $80, maybe $100 for that shift knob. I forgot exactly how much it was, but it's pretty rare. It's a JDM STI shift knob. And then you can see I did the door cards in Alcantara. That was fun to do. You have to be very precise with that, but they came out looking very good. Still have to do the back, though. The back still has the WRX seat with the pass-through for my daughter likes the armrest, but I kept those black just because it matches the back there. So yeah, that's the interior. And the other thing that I did was the brakes. I already had Brembos, obviously, but I got new rotors and pads. When I did this swap, I bought, first I did a WRX. If you haven't followed my build, first this was a WRX swap. Then the transmission blew. Or third gear, I wouldn't get a third gear. And this was actually with my old GF8. Did a WRX swap. Third gear blew. Because third gear blew, I did a V8 STI drivetrain. I bought that from JDM Racing Motors for like $8,000. It came with the hubs, the transmission, the whole drivetrain, everything, axles, all of it. The Brembos for $8,000. So I swapped that over. But I never replaced the brakes or pads because they look good. But they were starting to make like a clunking noise, so I knew the pads were getting old, and plus they squealed. They looked like they were racing pads, so updated the pads and rotors here. But yeah, that was with the GF8. So again, just to complete that thought, the GF8, I did all that stuff, and then if you haven't followed, the GF8 was my old wagon that I used to have that had all this stuff in it, and then I found this coupe for $400, so I swapped everything over, and here we sit. That was about a year ago, but you can see my other videos to see the wagon. Again, I've said that, I don't know if I've said this before in a video, but I do miss the wagon. I like the rarity of a coupe. You don't see many coupes at all. You don't see many done up GF8s either, the wagons, but just wagons in general are more common. But it's so much more functional. My daughter getting in and out of the car is massively inconvenient for her. I don't drive her a lot. I use the family car, but when we do ride in this, it's just not fun for her. But if it's me by myself or me with my dog, very fun. Just, I don't know. You can definitely tell it's lighter too. I want to get a weight because I bet it's like, with the swap, 2,700 pounds. Probably somewhere around. I don't have airbags. I don't have AC. I have a, removable steering wheel. Not that that's really saving too much weight, but I bet it's pretty light. So yeah, I just wanted to give some updates there. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing, but the next step is money's being saved. So the drivetrain is done. The drivetrain is complete, but this is the next step. So this is a WRX motor, and I feel like I'm on borrowed time, just because it has probably now. I did the swap, and I found a wrecked WRX. I did the swap, and it had like 160,000 miles on it, and that was 2.5 years ago. So it probably has close to 200,000 miles on it. It's still running fine. There's no problems with it. I did a compression check, and it was slightly low in cylinder 4. Like, you're supposed to be within 10%. It was, I think, within 12% cylinder 4, so it was like 140s all around, and then cylinder 4 was like 126-ish, 127. So again, a little low, but to be expected. Cylinder 4 is always bad on these. Just, I haven't done the cooling mod, and it's an older motor, and it's not like it's totally down on power or anything like that. I'm going to run it into the ground. But the plan is to get a JDM V7 motor sometime in the next few months. Install that with what my tuner recommends is a Grimspeed BB500 turbo. Some 1300cc injectors. I already have a new fuel pump ready for ethanol E85. I'm not running E85 now, but I'm all set up for it. And an ethanol gauge. And then I'm hoping to hit around between 400 and 450 on stock internals, so V7. So I'll keep it, 450 with stock internals, E85, and then probably pump around 375 with or 350, 375 with 91, 92 pump here. That's my goal, at least. I don't want to push it too hard on a V7, a version 7 STI motor, but that's my goal. But that's all that I just listed off is pretty pricey, probably somewhere in the realm of $8,000 to do all of that. But with that said, the longevity is much better, and you'll have a lot more power. So, but with a V7, I'd be able to reuse most of this stuff. I'd be able to reuse the turbo inlet, obviously the intake, the intercooler if I so choose. I think this is like an eBay one. I bought it off somebody for it. I've had no leaks or problems with it, but I'll probably upgrade that. And then the exhaust is definitely still totally usable. So, kind of go from there and pull the motor out. But yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can update on, because I know it's been a while. But yeah, that's where it stands right now. If anybody has, coupe parts are really hard to come by. I've said that probably a few times in these videos, but just coming around these seat belts was just a nightmare. Subaru doesn't sell them anymore, and like you have to get them at junkyards, and junkyards they're frayed, or you can't find a coupe that's gray. Some are tan. So I bought these off somebody for like $30. They didn't know what they had. They go for like $200, these seat belts. I just hope my daughter doesn't break it, because she kind of pulls this down and then we open up the back to get in. So I'm just praying that she doesn't break it. But I bring that up because I wanted to see if anybody has interior for the rear, because that would be great. Because I don't have a spare tire, more weight reduction. I just don't have a spare. I need to get one. It's not because I'm taking it out for weight reduction, but yeah, I need the back stuff here to really complete this. But yeah, that so I need that to kind of complete the build. And then the other thing would be oh yeah, I got an Amazon STI floor mats, which are very nice because they actually, and I bought an extra bracket, so they have a bracket here. This is a bracket you can get on eBay or from IEG, and instead of one that comes out of the ground. And then it has another bracket. The floor mat actually came with a bracket for here, so this doesn't move at all, which is perfect. But the other thing I would need is I want to get that sun visor, you can see comes down a little bit, like hangs down. It's kind of broken, so I need a new one of those, and then do something with the headliner. The headliner is like vinyl, kind of weird vinyl, but got to do something with that. But anyway, that's the updates on what I have done right now. Thanks for watching.